What if the parts of yourself you hide the most are actually holding the key to your greatest strength? What if the very things you label as your flaws are actually hidden treasures waiting to be discovered? Every one of us lives a dual life. There's the self we present to the world, the polished, capable, and often smiling version under the spotlight. This is our public persona, the carefully curated image we use to navigate work, friendships, and family. It's the part of us we feel comfortable sharing, the one that meets expectations and tries its best to avoid judgment. But beneath this visible surface lies another, often more powerful self. This is what we call the shadow, the aspects of ourselves we deny, suppress, or judge as negative. It's the collection of all the traits, emotions, and desires we've pushed away, thinking they make us less worthy, less lovable, or less capable. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden self. We'll explore why ignoring it is draining your energy and keeping you stuck in old patterns, and how learning to engage with it can unlock profound personal power, shaping a more fulfilling future for the unseen you. Now, when you hear the word shadow, you might instantly think of something dark, evil, or scary. But let me tell you, the shadow is not inherently malicious. It's not some monster lurking in your psyche, waiting to cause chaos. Think of it more like a vast, unopened attic in your mind. It's a repository of all the parts of yourself that you've deemed unacceptable over the years, carefully tucked away because you were told they weren't good enough, or you just didn't know what to do with them. What kind of things get stored in this attic? Well, it's quite diverse. It can be repressed anger, perhaps from childhood experiences where you were told it wasn't okay to be mad. Maybe you learned that expressing anger made people leave, so you bottled it up. It could be vulnerability, a deep desire to be seen and understood, but you hide it away because you were hurt once when you showed it. Or maybe it's unacknowledged desires, dreams and passions that felt too big, too silly, or too impractical, so you buried them deep. And here's a surprising one, it also contains unacknowledged talents. Yes, those unique gifts and creative sparks you might have dismissed or never truly explored, fearing failure or judgment. The origins of our shadow are deeply rooted in our past experiences. It's born from the lessons we learned, good or bad, growing up. It's shaped by societal pressures, the expectations from our culture, our schools, and our families about who we should be and how we should act. And perhaps most powerfully, it's influenced by our own self-judgment. Every time you think, I shouldn't feel that, or I'm not good enough for this, you're adding another piece to your shadow. These aspects are then pushed into the unconscious, out of sight, out of mind. But here's the crucial part. Just because something is unconscious doesn't mean it loses its power. In fact, it often gains more, silently pulling the strings of your life from behind the scenes. Here's where things get real. Ignoring your shadow comes with significant and often unseen costs. These aren't just abstract ideas. They manifest as real, immediate negative impacts in your daily life. Impacts you might not even realize are connected to this hidden part of you. One of the biggest costs is an immense energy drain. Imagine trying to keep a beach ball submerged underwater. It takes constant effort, constant pressure to hold it down. That's exactly what it feels like to suppress aspects of your shadow. Maintaining that perfect spotlight persona and constantly pushing down anything you perceive as negative is utterly exhausting. It depletes your vital energy, leaving you feeling run down and burnt out. This isn't just about feeling tired after a long day. It manifests as chronic fatigue, that kind of tiredness that sleep doesn't seem to fix. It often shows up as anxiety, that low hum of worry that seems to follow you everywhere, or even panic attacks when the pressure becomes too much. And for many, it presents as a general feeling of being stuck, like you're driving with the handbrake on. You know you want to move forward, but something invisible is holding you back. I had a client once, let's call her Sarah. Sarah was always cheerful, always positive, the friend everyone relied on. But privately, she confessed to me that she was constantly exhausted. She'd get home, collapse on the couch, and just feel empty. We dug a little deeper, and it turned out Sarah had a deep-seated fear of being seen as difficult or needy. She'd spent her entire life suppressing her own needs, her own frustrations, and her own vulnerabilities, always putting on a brave face. The cost was her own well-being, her own inner vitality, completely drained by the effort of keeping her true self hidden. Beyond the energy drain, shadow avoidance leads to repetitive patterns. Have you ever wondered why you keep dating the same type of person even when you swear you're looking for something different? Or why you find yourself in the same frustrating work situations despite changing jobs? These are often your unaddressed shadow aspects playing out. They act like a magnet, drawing you back to familiar, albeit unhealthy, cycles. This can lead to unhealthy relationships, where you find yourself trapped in dynamics that feel all too familiar and uncomfortable, all because certain parts of yourself remain unaddressed. For instance, if you've suppressed your need for boundaries and assertiveness, you might find yourself consistently attracting people who overstep them. Another telling sign of an addressed shadow is disproportionate reactions. Think about it. You snap at a loved one over a spilled cup of coffee, or a minor comment sends you into a spiral of self-doubt. It's not about the coffee, is it? It's the accumulated, unresolved emotional wounds in your unconscious bubbling up, triggered by something seemingly small. These are the parts of your shadow crying out for attention, using a minor event to finally make themselves heard. The more we ignore them, the louder they get, and the more control they exert over our lives, often without us even realizing it. We become puppets to our hidden parts, endlessly repeating scripts we don't even know we've written. But here's the truly empowering part. It doesn't have to be this way. The path to liberation, to genuine self-mastery, lies in acknowledging and integrating these hidden aspects of yourself. This isn't about becoming perfect or eliminating your flaws. It's about bringing every piece of your being into the light, understanding it, and choosing how it serves you. When you begin this work, one of the first and most immediate benefits is reclaiming energy. Think of Sarah again. When she started to gently explore her fear of being difficult, to allow herself to feel frustration and even express her needs in small, safe ways, she noticed an immediate shift. The energy she used to spend holding that beach ball underwater was suddenly available to her. She felt lighter, more present, and had more zest for life than she had in years. This energy, previously spent on suppression, is now recovered and available for creativity, joy, and truly living. Embracing your shadow also provides a profound understanding of root causes. You start to see why you react the way you do, why certain patterns keep repeating. It's like finally finding the owner's manual for your own mind. This insight is incredibly powerful because it gives you the conscious choice to change. You gain insight into behaviors and patterns that once felt mysterious and uncontrollable. You're no longer just reacting, you're responding with awareness. This deeper understanding is what allows you to break limiting patterns. The freedom that comes from consciously choosing a new path, rather than being dragged along by unconscious habits, is truly liberating. You're no longer bound by old stories or old fears. This naturally leads to deeper self-understanding. As you explore and integrate more of your shadow, you foster self-compassion and build resilience. You begin to see your entire self, not just the good parts, as worthy and valuable. You become your own best friend, truly. And finally, embracing your shadow is how you unlock immense personal power. All those suppressed talents, those denied desires, that vital energy you were using to hold everything down, it's all now at your disposal. You tap into a wellspring of creativity, courage, and authenticity that you didn't even know existed. People who have done this work often have a magnetism about them. They are genuinely themselves, flaws and all, and that authenticity is incredibly attractive and inspiring. You become whole, leading to a more integrated, graceful, and fulfilling life. It's like finally assembling all the pieces of a complex puzzle, seeing the complete, beautiful picture that is uniquely you. So, the unseen you isn't a threat. It's a profound source of untapped potential. It's not something to fear or avoid, but rather a wise guide waiting for you to listen. By shining a light on these hidden parts, you move from feeling drained and stuck to feeling empowered, authentic, and truly free. You move beyond the spotlight to discover the magnificent entirety of who you are, creating a future that is truly aligned with your deepest self. Ready to dive deeper into this journey? Watch our next video on practical steps to connect with your shadow.